Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today our topic is asset properties in DBMS. This is one of the most important topic in DBMS, which is of transaction management part. As you know that the transaction management in DBMS has very crucial roles in maintaining DBMS. Okay, a DBMS architecture we can say. So this topic will be really helpful for all type of students. Either they are preparing for the semester exams or competitive exam, GATE, NET, or KVS, any types of competitive exams. This video lesson is also helpful for the students who are preparing for the technical rounds of interview in MNC or any startups or fresher students. All types of students must be get benefited from this lesson. So keep watching this video till the end. If you have any kinds of query or any kinds of doubts, you can drop your comments in the comment box so I can give you reply. I can resolve your query. Okay, so this if you have not subscribed this channel, I request you to please subscribe the channel first and then stick to the video till the end. Why I have chosen this topic, asset properties? As you know that the asset properties is a very important module in DBMS, database management system. Okay, why we require this? All kinds of discussions will be proceeded in this lesson. So let's begin with the topic, that is asset properties. Asset properties, basically it's the building block or backbone, you may say, in the transactions or online transactions, offline transaction, banking systems, trading systems, or you may see that you always try to book the ticket, movie ticket booking or reservations, airlines or railways, various things. So that means you have observed that you are trying to book a seat, you book a ticket, or any kinds of things you have tried in the online portal. Either it is applicable also in the like hotel management, booking of hotels or resorts. When you try to pay the amount, okay, when you try to pay the amount to the service provider, you have observed that you have paid, but it is not credited to the receiver end, or it has some problems like unsuccessful transactions or transaction failed happened. So many glitch or so many problems arrive. So you need to understand the main concept behind such scenario is all about the asset properties that maintained by the DBMS, database management systems. So you know the basic fundamentals about the database management system, I hope. So you can if you don't have any idea about database management system basic concept, you can watch my videos in the playlist. Okay, so for your complete understanding. Okay, no, nevertheless we can continue further about the asset properties. So basically asset properties is especially designed to maintain the transaction systems, especially for the banking system. We have seen when you pay amount, when you receive amount. So behind the screen, these approach followed. Okay, these approach implemented in the database management softwares. Okay, database softwares. So because right now you have observed any company, any corporate, or any like FMCG or any kinds of applications, services provider or whatever, they provide database, they maintain database. Okay, because with the help of database they can update, create, delete or manipulate the data of the customers. Okay, so many things can be happened. Without database it is incomplete to proceed any kinds of application based services. Okay, uh, let's see the concept. Atomicity. First, A represent atomicity. Second one, C represent consistency. Third one, I represent isolation, and D represent durability. So the entire concept is based on these four principles for the transaction. As we know that this is a topic of transaction management, how the transaction proceeded from one user to another user, from sender to the receiver. What are the things involved in between or behind the approach that we need to understand by this topic. Okay, atomicity. First things, atomicity, that means it ensures successful or unsuccessful transactions. All or none, all operation must complete. If anyone fails, the entire transaction roll back. So there we have the concept of roll back. First important key point. Another one is commit. These things you need to understand. Why we used commit and rollback? Try to understand. Person A want to send the money to person B. If person A money sent to the person B received the money. Okay, person B received the money which has sent by the A. That means a complete transactions happened. When you book any online any ticket online, or when you order, when you pay the bill, then you will receive a like a pay slip, or you can receive a kind of message that money got debited. That means it is a form of complete transactions or a successful transaction. If anything happened, like if you have paid but the money has not received to the receiver end, so it might have faced some problems due to technical error, due to system failure, due to network issues. So many things might be arrived. That means that transaction is unsuccessful. It cannot be like successful after resume. Okay, it cannot allow the resume process. It can always start from the beginning. Okay, where it has started, that means rollback. Rollback, it's a kind of query, it's a kind of function we can say in SQL. So it's a structured query language based rollback we have. It gives the access from the beginning to again initiate the transactions. Like transaction 1 was filled at some point. At some point, that means it has debited but it has not credited. In between somewhere it get stopped. That means what? It will not resume from that stop point, but it will start from the beginning. It allows that the transaction is unsuccessful, failed. The transaction need to start from the beginning. That is the concept of rollback. Okay, if the transaction successfully done, that means no error, no failure happened, then it commit the transaction. Person 1 transferred the money to person 2. Person 2 received the money. That means commit. First transaction committed, that means it will not be written or cancelled or failed. So that is called the complete transaction. That's why we call the concept atomicity all or none, either successful or unsuccessful. There is no in betweens. Any other kinds of scenario might be happened. Hope you have understood this concept. Okay, so this is called atomicity. Atomicity comes from atomic. Atomic means individual transactions. Okay, hope you have understood this concept. Next one is consistency. This is another approach, another concepts of asset properties we have, that is consistency. You know that when you do online transaction, when you pay bill, okay, there is a consistency. Consistency means what? The money got debited once from your account, that money should be credited to the receiver end instantly, you may say. It cannot have a delay. If it is delay for a time being, there is a time span. Within that time span, like 24 hours or 6 hours or 5 hours, 1 hour, if the money got debited from your account, then those money must be credited to the receiver end within that time span. That is called maintaining the integrity, data integrity. If it is not so, if the money has not credited within that time span, then what will happen? The rollback again consider. Rollback means again it will start from the beginning. Again it will proceed. The transaction failed. You need to again transfer the money. That is the concept of inconsistency. It avoid the concept of inconsistency. Inconsistency, that means I'm giving you example, you try to understand. It ensures the valid state of transaction. That means remove inconsistency. There will be no confusion in the transaction between the two person or the multiple person, that he said I have already sent you the money and you deny that I have not received the money. That couldn't be the scenario. Okay, you must have to be ensured by a system. System will take the responsibility to make you compatible, make these transactions smooth. Okay, you don't have to be bothered, cannot deny. Okay, that will take time, like within such time span all the things might be possible. If transaction successful, that will be successful. If the transaction failed, then within that time span it will be rollback. Rollback means it will again initiate the transaction from the beginning, not from that point where it get stopped. How? There are multiple operations are in the flow. So you can understand when the consistency happened, that consistency concept applied, that means there are multiple operations. Well, let us assume 5 operations are there. 2 operations done, debited, it is on the way to credit the money, but in between something happened, like system failure, network congestions, network failure, or network crash, whatever, anything can be possible. System shutdown or server crash, so many things might be the possibilities. But what happened, there is a scenario, it will give you the complete idea about the consistency. Data should be consistent. Once the money debited, then the receiver must receive those money. If receiver doesn't receive those money, that means there is a problem, there is a inconsistency issues. Try to understand. Let assume we have two accounts. Two accounts, that means A account having amount 5,000. Okay, B account having amount 2,000. Two accounts are there. So first reading the amount of A as 5,000. Okay, reading the amount of B, try to understand these examples, you will be able to grasp the concept of consistency. Reading B amount as 2,000. Fine. What happened? A tried to send the money to B, that is 1,000 rupees. Fine. A want to send the money to B, that is 1,000. So after sending A 1,000 to to B, again writing, once the transaction done from the debited from the A account, then writing A amount as 4,000, because 1,000 has forwarded to the account B, then the amount, updated amount is 4,000. Hope you have understood. Okay, so that means what, this is the updated amount. When we have this one, then again when B receive 1,000 from A, then write B. Again the updated amount for B would be 1,000 plus 2,000, that would be 3,000. That means its previous balance was 2,000 before transaction. This could be say before transactions. Okay, that then now after transaction, after receiving 1,000 from A, B value is 3,000. I hope you have understood. Now A value is 4,000 and B value is 3,000 after transactions. So what are the scenario we have observed? We have observed that before transactions, sum equals to was, you can see 5,000 plus 2,000, that gives you 7,000. Fine. After transactions, sum become what? This 4,000 after deducted from A account, that remains 4,000. After credited to B, that becomes 3,000. So it gives you 7,000. What happened? What you have observed, the consistency concept represent the sum of the total balance remained sum of the total balance of the sender and the receiver. Okay, sender and the receiver must be equal after the transactions happened between those two, sender and the receiver. Okay, that must be equal. Total amount. Okay, what you have seen, that is the total amount. Before transaction, sum was 7,000. 5,000, 2,000, you can see, that is the 7,000. After transaction performed, complete transaction, you may see, the complete transaction happened, then it gives you 7,000. That remains same. That is the concept of consistency. It maintained the data integrity concept. There is no such kind of no updated value. Okay, you have the updated value. If there is no updated values observed, then it could be say data is inconsistent. Inconsistent data can be observed from such scenario. But if the total is same before transaction and after transaction, then this is a consistent data. That's what the system required. Okay, so hope you have understood the concept of read write in the context of consistency. Okay, it ensures data integrity. It ensures the valid states of transactions. So none of you can deny that you have not received the amount. If anybody has sent the money to you, then you must receive those money within certain time span. If you have not received those money, the bank will return you the same money after some 24 hours durations or 48 hours time durations. Hope you have understood this important concept, which is very much essential to your exam perspective. Okay, this is very fundamental concept. Mostly the examiner asked in the Viva as well as technical interviews. Okay, either you are preparing for UGC NET, GET. This topic is very much important for all of you. That is called acid property. Okay, those who have any doubts, they can drop your comments. You can drop your comments in the comment box, so I can give you a reply. I can resolve your query. Okay, those who have not subscribed the channel yet, they can like, share and subscribe my channel, so I can create more informative videos related to your course. Okay, moving to the next, that is isolation. What do you mean by isolation? Isolation itself comes from isolate. Isolate means keeping distance, keeping separate among the transactions. Anything is happening between the transaction is separated from each other, independent with each other. Okay, one transaction is totally independent with another transactions. Whatever the operation is performing in one transaction, that cannot be visible to another transaction. That would be completely different. Okay, independent. Fine, this is concept of isolation. Let understand. Ensures multiple transactions concurrently running at the same time without affecting each other. How you have observed? Like if you have ordered from Blinkit or Swiggy, that means you have taken the all the list items, then you are trying to pay the amount. When you try to pay the amount, that means you are paying the amount to the Blinkit. Some other person is also placing the order. At the same time, they are also paying to the Blinkits. Understood? And some persons, some your family members are sending you the money. Then you will receive some money from other person. Now this time, those transaction T1, which you want to pay the Blinkit, that is T1. Some other persons want to send the money to Blinkit, that is T2. Another persons, that is T3, which is sending the money to you, to your account, that is T3. T1, T2, T3, these three transactions are completely independent with each other. And the fourth transaction, that means updating your mobile applications. In your mobile application, there are credit, debit, so many other kinds of transactions happening. So that also required to get updated. So that means each transaction must be separated from each other. None of the transactions will hamper another transaction. That is the concept of isolation. Fine. Okay, so this is the concept. If there is a problem, there is no isolation concept applied. Let assume there is a lack of isolations happened in the DBMS, database management system. So what will happen? What would be the problems? Like, I am paying to you 100 rupees. Okay, but you have not received your money. Your balance is still showing the previous balance, which you had 500 rupees. But I have sent 100 rupees to you right now, but it is not visible. It is not reflecting to your applications, to your mobile phone applications. Okay, to your database. Okay, so what happened? It means that dirty read. The money has already debited from my account. I have already sent to you, but it is not reflecting to your end. Okay, so this is called a dirty read problems or lost update. So there are two types of problems arrive in isolations concept. If the isolation does not maintain properly, that is a dirty read problems and a lost update problems. So to resolve such problems, we have the concept of serializability, view serializability, conflict serializability. These are the two concepts which we'll be discussing in the upcoming videos. Okay, so from such concept we can resolve those things if the system faced any isolation problem. Okay, so that means dirty read and lost update problem. Okay, that is the concept of isolation. Without isolation, we have these two problems. You must keep it in mind. There might be a question asked in your exams. What types of problems or drawbacks suffered from if the system doesn't follow isolation? Okay, or the system follow isolations, what could be the approach? If the system follow isolation, then each transaction must be independent without affecting each other. That is the concept. If the system doesn't follow isolation, then there is a highly chance to encounter with dirty read problems or lost update problem. Hope you have understood this concept. Next one is durability. Durability itself represent that the permanently anything gets saved. Okay, in the permanent storage, that means non-volatile storage. Anything gets saved in non-volatile storage, that is a durability we can say. That means what? When the Datas are outside this outside the hard disk, that inside the RAM or any other kinds of volatile storage, then there is a high chance data can be lost. Data could be lost. Okay, if you want to send the money from one end to another end, that means from you to another person, then what will happen? You have sent the money got debited from your account, but receiver doesn't receive due to their system crash. That could be the possibility. Okay, if the datas are not in the permanent storage, the data can be lost, the money cannot be credited successfully. Again, rollback happened because of lack of commit doesn't proceeded at this time. Before commit anything happened, that will be rollback. After commit anything happened, crash happened, network failure happened, system failure happened, or network connectivity issues, whatever. Okay, so that couldn't be the problem, either memory problems, whatever, that couldn't be the problem. The transactions is successfully done. That's the scenario after commit. Before commit, then the rollback happened. Again, the same transaction need to be followed from the beginning. But after commit, when the system crashed or anything happened, that doesn't affect the transaction. The transactions is considered as successful transactions. Fine. You can see ensures once transaction is committed, data will be never lost. So after commit, there is no situation, no scenario of data lost. Data written permanently even system crashed. Okay, DBMS are there. DBMS has the responsibility to take care about the transactions data. Okay, how the data could be updated, monitored, that will be the responsibility of DBMS. Okay, so that is all about the permanent storage, how the data gets saved in the permanent storage. Then none of the data will be lost. Data never be lost once it's reached to the permanent storage. Permanent storage means in database management system we have the hard drive where the data gets stored. Fine. If the hard disk or the cloud, you may also consider cloud is also we can non-volatile. If the systems have non-volatile memory, then the data will be lost because data yet to reach the external hard drive or external hard disk or hard drives permanently storage device. Okay, so this is all about four concepts of asset properties: atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. Based on these four important concepts or architectures, we have the concept of transactions management. Okay, anywhere online systems, online transactions, either make my trade, book my show, IRCT, or trading application where you buy or sell the shares. There is also DBMS in the portal for Zerodha or for Grow. There's a DBMS which maintained by the DBA. How the database management system manipulate the data, update the data, delete or so many things are there. Okay, so you have to observe these four strategies is followed behind the screen. Okay, so hope all of you have understood this lectures. You will be able to understand more and more in depth in the next video about the concept of serializability in DBMS. That is a concept of isolations. Fine. Those you can watch this session till the end. Okay, if you have any query, you can drop down the comments in the comment box. Hope you like this video. Like, share and subscribe the channel for more information. Thank you. Goodbye.